All right. This has come up several times. Byron Lamb provides it in the super chat. We appreciate that, Byron. Rumors about Blake James not returning next year.
I'll believe them when I see them. I think that there needs to be wholesale changes with the administration at the University of Miami, and that goes all the way to the president's office and down. If you look at the academic ratings of my alma mater, which were sky high, they are not anymore. We are tied with Florida State in terms of academic rating on U.S. News and World Report. Honestly, respectfully, do not care that Miami is in the midst of a $2.5 billion with a B fundraising campaign. When I was in college, Donna Shalala led two different billion-dollar fundraising campaigns, and those both went over their dictated totals of $1 billion because you can find people to raise money. You can find people to run an institution. I think that it has been proven by so many different reasons, or with so many different points of conversation and verifiable data, that Julio Frank is in over his head as university president, a great dean of medicine at Harvard Medicine School and things like that. But running a university such as University of Miami seems to be a bridge too far for him. So too with Blake James, who we all know because I spoke about it, looked up his career record here and everything. Started in the ticket office, and he wants to be, he's a good fundraiser and things like that. Again, you can transition him to a, what do they call it, development role, development in, your large organizations being the colloquial term for fundraising. You can move him into the development office or find a development role for him where he's doing that. But administering the program is really clearly outside of his capabilities. And it's not just football. Again, my boy JP, Juice from 300, wrote that piece that I published last week about Blake James needing to resign and put in a bunch of different points of conversation and statistics. Now, the only thing that's been good was women's tennis, and that was Estela Perez Somariba, who won a national championship, was a runner-up for another one, and was like 3-time ACC Player of the Year. Other than that, what competitive team has there been? There has not been one. And again, attitude reflects leadership. So if you want to talk about that on a granular level, like, these players loafing on the field, that reflects on Manny Diaz. Who hired Manny Diaz? After 10 hours or 13 hours, right? It was not even a full day. And 13 days at Temple where he didn't lead a workout, a team meeting, an intro team meeting, but he didn't lead any workout games or practices or anything like that. Who made that move? Blake James. Exactly. So it's just, I think that, yes, Manny Diaz, I think I said this week the hot seat for him was a pack of scented candles from Bath & Body Works. Shout out to FIU Mike for that one, who loves candles and things like that. So I think that that's one thing, but no, it needs to go further above him with the named gentleman, Julio Frank and Blake James as well. But in any sense, I will believe that either of them are gone when I see it.
I always figured Miami at least just kind of fell into a top 25 baseball team. I always thought that was just kind of a given.
Yeah, but, then you go the nepotism route because Gino DeMari's father is a prominent member of the Board of Trustees. So he was the named successor for Jim Morris years ago, proving that he's doing similarly or worse than football and taking this proud traditional program like Mark is talking about. This is the baseball team was the first thing in Miami that I loved. If you remember why I became a Miami Hurricane fan, you can search it up. It's still on the website. That was the first thing I used to have because I'm from Detroit. Old script D for the Detroit Tigers. I saw a team that had orange and green with the script M. I'm in with that from 7 years old, and they were always in the College World Series. I remember this team. That was the first team I fell in love with from the University of Miami before I knew anything else about the school, right? But you're running them into the ground, and even somebody who, like Mark said, not necessarily a big baseball fan, but like, I just thought that they would fall into a top 25, top 10. Yes, that's what it should be, but you're going against what's actually reasonable. And I get for your job security, Blake, why you went with Paul DeMare's son, Gino, to be the head coach. Duh. I get it. You got Greg Lovelady out here beating all these top 25 teams when he was at Wright State in Ohio, right? Recruiting with some of my cousin's friends to play on these teams, and they went down to where was it? They went to LSU, they went to Ole Miss, and they went to another SEC team to open the year. Tony and Aaron's sophomore, junior, and senior year, when Tony was the starting catcher and Aaron was the starting second baseman. Shout out to them boys. They knew it there. But they went to the SEC country every year, and they won either 2 out of 3 or 3 out of 3 in those plays from Wright State baseball. Come on, bro. And Greg Lovelady, number 51, is a Miami Hurricane. We were there at the same time. He was your backup catcher, your bullpen guy. When we were blowing teams out because that's what Miami did, he would go and, go in there and play a little bit and everything. But these are, so if you want to talk about having a Miami guy, right? This is a Miami guy who tried the professional path, wasn't for him, got into coaching, and started coaching at an elite level at nobody's elite kind of program. That is a guy that you can go get to coach the University of Miami, and I guarantee you that the baseball program is going to be better. But instead, you follow this nepotism route. And again, I get it because he's on the board of trustees, and he's going to take your job if you don't do that. Yeah, but this is another data point against Blake James. That's all I'm saying.